How is your weekend, Shelton? Hope
Yeah,
you can.
the
Yeah.
weekend was good. I started this program um through the Institute for Jewish Spirituality called Your Soul. It was really good. It's yesterday. It made me think about your class, Etienne, the class because it talked about one of the rabbis talked about seeing everything as divine. Everything that we see as divine.
Hmm. Thank you. Thank you for sharing it. Any questions, Fernando, before we start? On your mind, things that you read that you would like to share with us, Fernando?
Can you say that again?
I asked Fernando if he has any questions or if he would like to share with us a text that he has read recently before we start.
I'm ready to follow you. I'm fine and nothing's bothering my mind right now. I'm just happy
Good.
to follow, yes.
Good, good. So let's pop into the whiteboard. In the whiteboard, we shall find a verse from Daniel. And good morning, Ruth. We are so happy that you're here. Rodrigo is here. Good morning. We are so happy that you're here. On the whiteboard, we shall find one verse from the book of Daniel. We shall read the verse from the book of Daniel and see how the Zohar amendments, Tikkunei Zohar, are reading this verse, and it will give us a lens to what circumcision in the spiritual level. There is a circumcision, a spiritually circumcision. So we shall read one verse, read the Zohar amendments, try to understand what do they say, and we have two paintings here which are related, and maybe another text. If we shall have time, Felipe send us a text, and if we shall have time, we shall read this also and try to connect. So all of us here are on the whiteboard. We're seeing it. Good morning to the friends on YouTube. We are very happy that you're here. Fernando, do you see the text of the book of Daniel?
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, I can see.
Can you please read it?
Yes,
Thank you.
since we have Ruth and Shelton, but I can read it. So, verse 3 from Daniel chapter 12.
Yes.
And they that are wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn the many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever.
Thank you so
This
much.
is amazing.
Yes, this is the beginning of the book of Zohar. This is how it starts.
Yes.
And we shall try to see here one amendment and see how the sages are reading this verse. First of all, did we understand what is written here in Daniel? Did we?
Yes,
Do we?
yes.
Yes, we do. Rodrigo, good morning.
I
Good
think so.
morning. Yes, Ruth, I hope that we can hear your voices and the microphones are open.
Good morning, Ed. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Good morning. How do you do, Rodrigo?
I'm fine. Thank you very much, Ed. I'm very, very excited and very happy to be here. And yes, I believe that I can get it, what is wrote in this chapter 12, verse 3, book of Daniel. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So says the Zohar, and another amendment, number 7, and so. The seventh amendment writes, and the sages or the wise will shine. V'hamaskilim yazhiru. I will open now the whiteboard. This is, they open the two words, and the wises will shine. V'hamaskilim yazhiru. 1 second. Hamaskilim yazhiru. This is the two words that they are opening now in this amendment. והמשכילים יזהירו. Who are the wise? Who are the educated? And then he gives an answer. הם אלו שיודעים במילת בראשית. Those who know the word of Bereshit. First of all, the wise people know to read the first word of the Bible, Bereshit. And what do they see in the first word, Bereshit? Mitzvah shlishit. The third good deed, shehi brit milah, which is the covenant of the word. Now, what do they mean by this? When we open, and who are the sages? Those who know to look or to read the word Bereshit. The word Bereshit is written with 6 letters. The wise or the educated, those who can see in this word, which has 6 letters, the third good deed. The third good deed, mitzvah shlishit, is Brit Milah, the covenant of the word. Now he will explain us what is the covenant of a word in a spiritual level. Meaning, Bereshit, it is notarikon Brit Esh. When we open the word Bereshit into 2 words, one of the combinations that we can create from Bereshit is Brit Esh, the covenant of fire. Esh is fire. Covenant of fire. Now they will explain us what is a covenant of fire. And Brit, covenant, is with Yod. First of all, the word Brit is written with Yod. I will mark it in a different color. Here. Brit, it's not a different color, but I will move it to another color. Brit, covenant, is written with a Yod. Now, what is a covenant of fire? He takes the word Esh, fire, and in the middle of the fire, he puts the letter Yod from Brit, the covenant, the connection. And then we have a new word, not just Esh with Yod, but Ish. Ish is a man. And covenant, it is Yod. Brit is with the letter Yod. And with fire, it becomes a man, Ish. And also the letter He. With Esh, the letters Aleph Shin, it becomes Isha, a woman. Again, we shall add here another He. Here we have a woman, Isha or Nekeva. And about those 2 fires, ve'al shtei ishot halalu, ishot, Esh is 1 fire, ishot, 2 fires. Ve'al shtei ishot halalu, and upon those 2 fires, we have learned that Adam Harishon were in the beginning, before the sin, light garments. Do we understand this? Do we understand this explanation?
It is amazing. Yes, I'm following.
Can you speak it? Or
I'm just looking at now. If you could just expand a little bit this last sentence, lepnei haritak knot or,
yes.
como, because I was thinking he was in the face of the sin, and then came, and I'm trying to make sense of this sentence.
Okay.
If you could expand it.
Shall I read in Hebrew? It will be easier, and then English. What is easier for you to understand?
Yes.
Read the Hebrew and then English. Yes. Okay. Because I try to accommodate with your thinking. Yes. Ve'al and upon ve'al shtei ishot halalu, and upon those two fires we have learned, lamadnu, shelavash, that wore, Adam Harishon, those 4 letters is abbreviation of Adhar is Adam Harishon. I will open it. Adhar, it's abbreviation of Adam Harishon, first man, Adam Harishon. And about those 2 fires, we have learned that Adam Harishon wore in the beginning, Batchila, Shelavash, that he wore. Adam Harishon, Batchila, in the beginning, before the sin, here's supposed to be a comma that people will understand.
Okay.
Because it's, they never touch it. Before the sin, meaning kotnot or light garments. Do we understand what is a light garment according to this reading?
This is why we can find like the expression that Adam Harishon was circumcised already.
Yeah, this is it. This is it.
Amazing.
We have Esh, now we see the 4 letters of the Tetragrammaton. So we have Esh of wisdom, fire of wisdom. We have Esh of understanding, fire of understanding. Fire of wisdom is called what in Hebrew? Ish. Because we have Esh, fire, and with the covenant of the Brit, of the word of Bereshit, the Yod. So fire of wisdom is Ish, men. Fire of understanding is Isha. Maybe I shall write with the same colors that we shall follow. We have here another fire with understanding of Binah. We have Isha. So we have here one fire, Ish, and Isha is another fire. Wisdom and understanding, Ishot. We have Esh, and 2 fires are Ishot. And about both fires, the text is saying that those were the dressing, the garments of the first men. Do we understand that? Yes. Questions so far? Rodrigo, Ruth, Shelton, ideas, impressions. friends on YouTube. If you want to say something, ask something, this is the time. Can we continue reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Eti,
Yes.
if I understood well, this Brit Ish is this fire that there is in a man and a woman, and they together form this Brit. I just try to elaborate this fire covenant, and I just trying to understand this expression.
Mm-hmm. Do we understand? Yes, Rodrigo? Do we understand that a man is not a biological man that we see on the street, like somebody's walking the street next to this bus station? We don't speak about physical dimension at all, or plastic dimension at all. This is completely abstract. First of all, the discussion is abstract. Do we understand that? First of all,
Yes.
yes. So, Ish, man, is wisdom, fire. Man equals fire equals wisdom. The word Ish, not in English, man. I just translate to make it easier.
Yes, I understood. Yes.
Yes, the word Ish means fire, yes, Ish, plus Yod, plus the potential. Plus the potential of wisdom. Do we understand that?
Yes.
Yes. So, yes. Again, and a woman, or it's not a physical woman, is fire, Ish, with the letter Hey of Bina. So this is, so to speak, Isha, understanding. Wisdom is Ish, Ish plus the potential of, again, Ish, fire, is wisdom. But wisdom we mark with the letter Yod from the Tetragrammaton. So we put the Yod, since it's a covenant, it's always connecting. So we put the Yod between the Aleph and the Shin. And we have Ish. Do we understand that?
Yes, I understood. But the test talk about the masculine, and the masculine is those who find this Brit Ish, right? And see this
Yes.
Brit Ish.
Yes, yes. Continue. The masculine, the educated one, the wise one, who those people have the ability to read the first word of Bereshit, and from this to create a new combination, Brit Esh, covenant of fire. Those who are wise and educated can read the word Bereshit not just like in the beginning, or in German am Anfang, but they can read the Hebrew and see in it another level. Do we understand that?
Yes, I understand
Yes.
this concept that I can understand.
It
Yes.
it is great, yes.
Can we? Yes, Rodrigo, please ask.
No, okay, I can understand that the masculine is those who can read the Bereshit and see in these words two another words, the Brit Ish, the fire covenant.
Yes.
But I believe that how can I say, I can't understand exactly what it means. This I understood that the man is the first Ish, the Ish from Chokhmah, the the male, the wisdom. This is the first fire with the yod in the middle, and I can understand that the isha is bina, is understanding, with the final hey, the fire, with plus the final hey, the letter hey in the final. But how can I say it? I must confess, this is too abstract to me. I try to understand exactly what it means, these two fires, or this pre-covenant, this British, yes. I don't know. I don't know. I can't. I can't. How can I say? I understood the concept, but
Okay.
If
You
I
don't understand what does it mean when you have big fire and little fire, ish veisha, in a spiritual
yeah,
form. Yeah, I will explain
yes,
that. I
yes,
will. I will.
yes,
When a person has the spark, ish, wisdom, and he has the understanding, bina, those two come together. Ish, meaning wisdom and understanding in his mind, as addressing. He is always connected to the Holy Blessed He. This is innocence. When a person in his mind is connected to wisdom and understanding, to Ish and Isha, to Chokhmah and Binah, to father and mother, he is one with the Holy Blessed He. There is no separation.
is a complete, is a complete.
Completion. There is
ev-
one
Everything
completion.
makes sense. Everything makes sense.
Yeah, in his mind. The problem starts when the mind is not connected to something which is higher than oneself. This is when the problem starts. Do we understand that?
Thank you, H. It's much better now. Thank you very much.
Good, good.
it
Yes, Fernando.
it
Yes,
I
yes.
I was just thinking here about this idea that uh, the masculine is the one who knows to read the Bereshit. Uh, because he's permutating letters, he is
Yes,
not literal, right?
yes,
And I was looking at the word masculine,
yes.
and we can form uh, many combinations, but one combination that I see, we can take the shem, mass, from mass, and the kli, that is the vessel, right? So like the masculine is the one who has a kli for the name, who has
Yes, yes, yes. They have vessels to look and see inside the vessel the name which is dwelling in the vessels. Yes, yes, excellent.
Please, if you could continue the reading, I appreciate. Sorry to interrupt, but it
No, it's
wasn't
okay.
wasn't clear to me. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Let's continue. So, but I would like to connect. So I will read again the sentence of those two fires because there is a connection to the next one. And upon those two fires, we have learned that first Adam was wearing before the sin, meaning light garments. Now we understand that whenever we meet the term light garments, what does the Zohar mean? What is a light garment?
a combination between uh, wisdom and understanding.
Excellent, excellent. Now the Zohar continues that in them, Shebahim, his spiritual height was so high that in them, in the light garments, the apple of his heel. Again, the apple they call not just heel, but please pay the connection because heel is also connected to Jacob. Please notice those connection, because the apple of the heel of Adam Harishon could cast or throw a shadow upon the cycle of the sun. Do we understand this image? I will explain, just ask questions. Do we understand this image? Yes?
I could not understand.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
This is a very, very complex concept also in Hebrew. And people just repeating this concept in copy and paste, and this is because they don't understand, so nobody opens it. So now they want to create a relation between kotnot or light garment. What does it mean that Adam Arishon was wearing light garment? Because, okay, we understand he was wearing wisdom and understanding as a combination, and this is the light garment, the garment that connects him to the infinite. This is we understand. But now they want to create a relation between light garment and the light that comes from the sun, and to tell us which one is bigger. But before we start, what do you think? Which one is bigger? The light garment or the light that comes from the sun? Before we read.
The light garment.
The light garment is bigger than the light that comes from the sun, the physical sun. That's true. That's true. It is so big, the light of the light garment, that now they create an image that the heel, the apple of his heel. What is the apple of his heel? A person has a head and 2 feet. Is that right?
Yes.
Now, a person has a head and he has 2 feet and he has a heel. Yes?
There is a bone in the heel.
There is a bone, but let's say those are, let's say 5 fingers and so. And this is a heel. Can we say that this is a heel? Do you see the drawing on the board?
Yes.
They
Yes.
call this heel apple because it's like half apple. This is how they call it, the apple of his heel. So let's go back to the text. First, this is what we speak about this image, and we shall return to this poetry. That in them, while Adam Harishon was wearing light garments, and all of him was connected, not just his head, all of his body. The apple of his heel, once he used to wear and be connected, the apple of his heel, meaning the lowest part of his body, could cover the whole sun. Do we understand that?
Yes, if we think that the sun represents Tiferet,
Yes.
we could think that his heel only touch the all the tree of life or Tiferet.
Yes.
I'm not sure that this is the reference, but it came to me that
Yes, it's true. You're right.
that
This is how.
he's bigger than the sun. Yes, because he's supernal, right? He is on the
Excellent.
3 supreme spheres, and his heel is touching only Tiferet. So
That's true. That's true. He was so high. Imagine like a building that he is so high let's say that the sun, I just give a very simple image, like very, very simple. Let's say the sun is in floor 5. Let's say the sun in the sky that we see every morning rises is in floor number 5. But Adam Arishon is much, 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 much higher in the building. And if he is standing, the lowest part of his body, which is his heel, in a way is illuminating more than the sun, which is in floor number 5. I'm trying to open it a bit. It's not easy. If we take the heel of Adam Arishon, the apple of his heel, the apple, because we say it's a half a circle. The heel is like half a circle. But if we take an apple, like here, a round thing, and let's say this is the sun, deliberately I take the sun as little, and we put the apple of his heel, it will cover and shade the sun. Because, do we understand? Because his light is so big.
T.
Yes, the sages are speaking in images. To understand these images, we have to imagine. Today we don't, there is no requirement to imagine in our times. This is interesting. Yes, Rodrigo.
No, the test now is trying to show us the bright of the good note or right.
Yes.
Okay.
How bright and how big. That his mind was connected to the light garments, to Kotnot, or that he was just a body of light. And even the lowest part of his body was bigger than the sun that we see every morning. They try to portray an image. Questions?
Not not a question, but just a comment as you're talking about this. There's an old phrase in English. It's hardly ever used today. I don't hear people use it, but certainly as a child, I used to hear people say it. And when someone got proud and they went through some sort of downfall or something tragic happened, usually financially, or they extended themselves too much. The phrase was, they got too big for their boots, meaning their shoes. And so, there's the idea that, yes, the heel, on their heel, they were so big, they got too big and tried to outshine whatever it was they were doing. So I thought that is a good image too.
It's an excellent one. Thank you. Can we continue with the text? And now he will explain what is a spiritual circumcision. Are you interested to continue?
Yes, please, Eti.
Yes.
Meaning, kisod mila ufri'a, because the secret of cutting mila is not just a word in English. The meaning of the letters mal is to cut. Mal in Hebrew is to cut. Pri'a, para, is a revelation. So first of all, before we continue, with the text, I would like to open two words which has to do with circumcision. We have milah, milah. This is a word as a noun. And we have mal. This is to cut. And we have pri'ah. This is opening or revelation. Call it opening, revelation. Let's say opening. Please pay attention. How do we write opening, with two N's or one N?
I believe it's two N's, Etty.
Two.
I
Thank
believe
you.
it's two N's.
Thank you. Opening. But please pay attention. Pri'ah is also to pay a debt. And pri'ah holds the letters of paro, of course, but we can create two words. Para. Para is to open, to reveal, and ya. To open, to reveal wisdom and understanding. And now he will explain what is the meaning of spiritual circumcision. Perush, meaning, because the secret of milah ufri'ah, cutting and revealing, is the revelation of the big minds of the light, the animated light. Do you remember that we were explaining what is Mochin Dechaya? Do you remember that we were explaining what is Mochin Dechaya? 1 second.
Yes.
Yes, I make a little sketch and then we should remind all of us. We have the 4 letters here. The lowest is Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama, soul, Chaya, animated, and here we have crown, nothing. This is Yechida, the unity when everything unites. Now he will explain what is a circumcision, spiritual circumcision, and this is the big mind. This is Mochin Dechaya, is the Mochin of wisdom, the mind of the great wisdom that is waiting for human to discover. Because the secret of milah, cutting, pri'ah, revelation, is the revelation of the big mind of orot dechaya, the lights of the emanated lights, which is called Yah. The wisdom, the light of Mochin Dechaya, Mochin, the great mind, is Yah. Mochin Dechaya. Why Dechaya? Because they're living in us and makes us alive. The mind which is coming to us all the time as thoughts is revive us, makes us alive. So this is Mochin Dechaya. Wisdom and understanding is Mochin Dechaya. And this is the great mind. And the revelation of the great mind, which is called Orot Dechaya, the living lights, or the emanated, how do you say it, to animate mind, is called Yah. Yah for wisdom and understanding. Because milah, word, is notarikon mal Yah, to cut Yah, and pri'ah, revelation, is notarikon para Yah. And as long as there's a holding to the shells, to the external, time and space is holding in one person, those big minds cannot be revealed. And this is why we have the good deed of milah and pri'ah, because by cutting the orla is the foreskin, we can separate the three external shell, which are storm, the wind of storm or stormy wind, great cloud, and catchy fire, meaning everything is in the mind. Those around those big minds inside of our thoughts, there are three shells to every person that keeps us from approaching in a way to those great minds, to the potential that we have. Those three big shells or barriers, call them even thorns, he gives them names. Ruach Se'ara, how do you say, stormy wind, great cloud, and catchy fire. And by the Pri'ah, meaning the revelation, that they cut the skin, it's not about the skin. Now he moves again to the foreskin, let's say, the tissues that covers the great minds, to the sphere of Yesod and the skin of revelation. Let's not go into this, but there is like opening once we remove the skin, and there's a great opening, and there's an access. There is an access to these great fires. Do we understand that? I would like us, it's a lot to process, but I would like us just to open in terms of values. Why it is so important to have a spiritual circumcision. Milah, word, has the value of, what is the value of Milah in Hebrew?
85.
85. 1 second, I have to move a color. Everything moved here on the board. 1 second. Everything moved. Okay, 85. Milah is 85. Pri'ah. What is the value of Pri'ah? Revelation. 365. When we connect them, 450.
450.
Yes, 450, the other 10 times other.
Good. 10 times Adam. Now, this is about the spiritual circumcision. When we speak, what makes us speak? How can we speak? There is a sequence of infinite letters. And then when we speak, what happens? From the infinite bank of letters, suddenly we speak words. True or false?
True.
True. What is a word? Word is, there is a cut from the infinite. If we take TREE and we cut from the infinite those letters, we have a word. This is Milah. We are cutting the letters from the infinite. This is Milah, to cut. We're cutting. And then we give it a meaning. This is Pri'ah. We reveal what this word means. And two of them together gives us Adam. Do we understand what is a spiritual circumcision?
Yes, I think so. And it's about these three walls that we have to pass.
Yes.
Could you expand this idea and tell us what you think about.
This is how do you say? This is there are three. Why do we have like those three walls? Because this is in a way stand as parallel to those great minds. Because the great minds is basically Chokhmah, Binah, and Keter. I mean, Keter is hidden, the upper, but they're supposed to protect us. If there's not enough good deeds, the good deeds can melt those walls, and then we have access, basically. Good deeds to remove those walls. But there's a lot of study about those walls. But this is a section for itself.
Mhm.
Questions?
Now that you said, I know that is a topic for itself, Etienne. I thank you, but just because it's popping in my mind, we find usually in the book of Zohar the idea that the tefillah, the tzedakah, and I cannot remember now the third one that is considered a good deed. Is not only the like the three main good deeds that it exists is tefillah, tzedakah, and the third one I cannot remember. Can you remember, Rodrigo or Eti or
I'm
friends?
trying now. Tfilat, Tzedakah. I know there is Geula, but the Geula comes with the Tefillah. 1 second. Tfilat, Tzedakah. I'll write it. The moment it doesn't come. Teshuvah, Tfilat, Tzedakah. Can it be?
It is possible. Teshuvah, yes.
Tefillah, Teshuvah, וצדקה. They, yes. Tefillah, וצדקה, ותשובה. It is in Talmud Yerushalmi, the Jerusalem Talmud. Three things are cutting the great judgment. Tefillah, prayer, tzedakah, charity, and teshuvah. This is what they say. I don't know if this is what you mean, but this is what I found.
Yes, Eti, thank you. Yes. It is perfect.
They say prayer, יבקשו פניי, this is, yes. That's those three things. The gates of mercy, they called it, to access. Questions or thoughts?
It is amazing. You cover so many topics. Like, please, Rodrigo, you can.
No, go ahead, Fernando. I can ask later. Please go ahead.
No, please, because it was a kind of summary only.
Okay, my question is regarding the word that appears in Daniel chapter 12, verse 3, is the maschilin, or maschil. And if I understand well, this word means wise, right, or intelligent, something like this. And if we get in the singular, not the plural, I believe it is 390 as Shammai, for example. And I just trying to understand the concept of maskil. And I remember, for example, another concepts, for example, the tzaddik. And I try to understand if there is not a hierarchy, but the difference between a maskil and a tzaddik, for example, and exactly what is the difference between them, for example. I just wondering about this. I don't know if you can help me If can you help me, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Maskilim, they are the wise, the educated. They are working in the mind. Tzaddik or tzaddikut is like, has to do with also with the hour, or we have few dimensions. There's the dimension of the thought, and those are the maskilim that the book of Daniel speak about here. In the dimension of the thought, they can capture things in their mind, and they don't need so much tangible contact with the world. But Tzaddik has, he is, because Yesod also. Yesod is connecting the whole essence of Yesod is to connect and to contact the heavenly kingdom. So Tzaddik, or the righteous, is his all, I don't know, definition is to deal with it, with the tangible, with the manifested. Do we understand this? The concept is a very good question. Very good question. Do we understand
Thank you very much.
the difference between? This is
yes,
why. Yes, this is why Joseph is tzaddik. Sfirat Yesod. He has a contact. He goes to Egypt and so on. And maskilim, we have like. This is very, very good question. Very good question.
Thank you, Ed.
Welcome, Fernando.
No, I was thinking about the question from Rodrigo, and an example of masculinity. So we can take Joseph for tzaddik, and a maskil, maybe, I don't know, Moses or Simeon Bar Yochai, I don't know,
Yes,
who could
yes.
represent this quality.
Yes, it is true. It is true. It is true. Maskilim
As a
doesn't-
model, you know,
yes,
not
as a model,
person,
as a
but
model. Yes, of course. The Zohar says maskilim comes from mistaklim, those who look into life with the eyes of the mind, meaning they have insights. They browse in their mind. I read something interesting from Philon today. He said, the head is empty. He says, some people go in the market and try to fill their head with products that they buy on the market. And there are people who in their mind can browse and see and think, and their mind is complete. Do you understand this kind of thinking that he expresses in his book? So those who can review things in their mind, they don't go every day to the... This is just an example. Yes. Yes. They contemplate, people who can contemplate in their mind, in peace. This is why Moses, for instance, took his tent and put it outside of the sons of Israel, far from them. The tzaddik is more active among people in time and space, in a manifested. And maskilim, the wise, are in their mind. They can review any angle, any perspective in their mind, because their mind is very deep. This is why, in a way, Rodrigo, in this verse we find both, in a way, those classes, maskilim, wise, umatzdikei harabim, the righteousness, because we have like two Hamaskilim is like the glamorous of or the brightness of the firmament, and the righteous as stars. So they have like different heights or different domains. We need both. We need both. It's a very good question. Very, very good question.
It is interesting because the the rakia, the firmament, it's a division between the earth and the sky. Maybe could represent this idea from the three supernal spheres and the lowers, right?
Yes, this
Like
is
the
it.
one who makes the connection, right?
Yes. 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 Binah is also called Rakia. The sphere of Binah is because there is a separation. The Binah, in a way, is separated into two parts. Gar the Binah. From Binah, we have three uppers: Binah, Chokhmah, and Keter. This is Gar the Binah, the three upper spheres. And we have Zat the Binah, Zayin Tachtonot, the seven lower spheres. But Binah holds both of them. So Binah is also called Rakia, firmament. Again, in Binah, I'll move to a different space here. Binah is called Rakia, firmament. Why? We have the three uppers. We have three minds. But Binah is the mother of the sons here. This is Rakia because there is a separation here. This is the firmament. Binah is also called Rakia. Firmament. The mind is above the firmament. The body is beneath the firmament. Do we understand that?
Yes.
Yes.
Question?
Eti,
Yes, yes.
before we seal this great session, there is two pictures that you bring
Yes.
to us. I don't
Mhm.
know how we could relate these paintings with our conversation.
In here, in the first, I think this is from Italy. There is, yes, what do we see here? And I would like to, yes, please, what do we see here? Can you read what is written here under the painting?
Yes, and the circumcision of Abraham, Luca Cambiasso, Italia.
Good. And
Yes.
what do we see in the painting?
A lot of people.
A lot of people.
Yes.
And yes. And what is this structure in the middle? What would you call it?
I believe it's something altar. I don't know it's
An altar. Yes, it is altar. Very good. An altar in Hebrew, mizbeach. Yes, to put, so to speak, the baby on it. And on the altar, if it was not like a baby, on altar, what happens usually? Why people use altar? Altar?
to pray.
To
To
make
pray.
a sacrifice.
To make a sacrifice, korban. What is korban? As we learned last week, what is korban in Hebrew?
To bring close.
To bring close. To bring close the letters. The letters. Which letters? Do you remember the name?
I think that Yod and He.
Yes, to bring close. Yes, to bring close.
The tetragrammaton.
Very good. The tetragrammaton, the name of being, and the name on earth. This is to bring close, to put the. This is the meaning of sacrifice, korban, to put the letters together. This is supposed to be Aleph.
Yeah. Adonai.
Adonai. And what happens, yes, when we put the letters together, we have, so to speak, one sequence of how many letters do we have?
8.
To get 8 letters. Very good. We have 8. What is the first letter?
Yod.
Yod, of wisdom. Yes. And the same Yod, which is the potential. Yes, the potential. As we write it here, the name here in the potential, the wisdom, the same Yod here is being revealed in the circumcision, in Yesod. In Yesod. This is the meaning of circumcision. Cutting the foreskin, open it, and then we have our revelation of the Yod. Meaning what was in the beginning is also, so to speak, is in the end. So God says, I'm the beginning, and meaning I'm at first and I'm at last. So we have Yod in the beginning and Yod at last. This is the seal of the Holy Blessed He. That the same potential that God created us, we are manifesting. And here, if you have another minute, it's Rembrandt. What do we see here?
A couple with a baby.
Yes. What is the title of the painting?
The circumcision in the stable.
Who had the circumcision? Yes?
Maybe Jesus.
Jesus, maybe.
Yes, 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 yes. What is a circumcision in a spiritual sense?
To be related with Kot Notor, or to be related with Adam Harishon.
Yes.
Manifest this Yod.
Yes.
Reveal the Yod. First Yod.
Yes, to be able to cut words, to speak words, because there's this infinite sequence of letters, to be able to speak words and to give the meaning. This is a spiritual circumcision. And by doing this, there is completely connection to the Holy Blessed. This is the meaning of Adam, basically. To cut words, to speak them, and to give them meaning. Because when we give to words meaning, it means we overcame those 3 walls that Fernando was mentioning before. And the text also mentions. This is the meaning of being human.
And it is interesting, Eti, because I know that we passed our time, but it is beautiful to think that this truth is happening all the time, right? And And it is interesting to think that the supernal reality is waiting for us to make the circumcision, you know, like to the mohim
Yes,
are
yes,
waiting for a vessel, right? It is like
yes,
this. It is
yes, yes. The great minds are waiting for vessels, and the vessels are good deeds. But the infinite or the great mind wishes us that, in a way, waiting for us like lovers, that we shall find them and we reach them, because everything is thought for us, is waiting for us. The great minds is waiting for us all the time, that we shall be ready to accept, to open ourselves to them.
Etty, can you repeat what you said about the meaning of being human?
To cut words, to be able to cut words, to speak, to cut words from the infinite, because there's a sequence, there's like infinite flow of letters. So to be able to cut words, meaning to put letters together, this is to cut words. And then to give them meaning. This is the meaning, this is the meaning of being human. To cut words and to give them meaning. Yes.
So would it be fair to say that what you're saying is the meaning of being human is to grasp the infinite number of words that are available, that come to us, and to take those that are essential to what the divine wants to speak and to put them in a meaning that others can understand.
Yes. Excellent. Excellent. There is a verse that says, Kol bashamayim ba'aretz. What there's in the heaven, there's in the earth. It's a parallel picture.
Is there a song that says Kohal Shama?
Again.
A song that says Kohal Shama?
Kol Hanshama. Kol Hanshama.
Yes.
Yes, there is a song, Kol Hanshama Tehallel. Every soul will praise. Yes. Yeah, which is wisdom and understanding. And there is Psalms. Yeah. Thank you for the question.
Thank you, Etty, for the class.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. It was amazing. It was just amazing. And I thank you so much for the journey.
Thank you so much. If you have questions, please write them on Discord. I shall be happy to answer. And we can meet here tomorrow if you have time.
Yes, would be great.
Excellent.
Thank you very much, Ed.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Have a lovely week.
Gato.
Thank you. Shalom, shalom.
Yes.
Thank you.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom,
Shalom.
shalom.